Hello, happy Thursday, everybody. Today I have a really cute little gift box that we're going to make together with the Cheers and Sips bundle. My name is Loritamarie from Loritamarie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Calgary. And I love to come here live and make projects for you and cards to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects. So one of my I am a summer girl at heart, and we're just about to kick off summer officially in a couple weeks. And I love all the summer colors and the summer sweets. And so I'm going to be creating with the Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper and the Cheers and Sips bundle today, but to make a cute little gift box. So if you want to know all the details about the suite and how kind of everything goes together and all the pieces in it, I encourage you to check out the video that I had done in the past and about this suite is what I'm trying to say. So I made a couple cards to kind of show it all off. And today we're just going to like dive into a few more ideas for it. And I just wanted to mention too that right now there is a sale throughout all of June on sweet products with Stampin' Up. So it's buy one, get one 50% off, and it's sweets plus any product that is in a suite. So you can mix and match, and you can, like, say you wanted to buy a whole suite, then you could get another whole suite 50% off. Or if you wanted to get a bundle, you could get the second one 50% off. But you can mix and match products too. Like you get a stamp set, and then you could get DSP for 50% off. They just have to be part of a suite. So check it out. It's a great deal. It's on for the month of June. And so what I'm using today, this would all be included, right? So you could get the bundle, and then you get the DSP half off. And so it's a really great thing. And that's kind of all like the chit chat that I had today. And I just really we're going to have some fun making this project today. So I'd love to hear how you guys are doing. If you're ready for summertime, we still have like 3 weeks left of the school calendar. And I think it's exactly 3 weeks today. And then we're really in summer mode around here. So, so the cards that I had made in the past with this paper, Celebratory Sips, I've just cut out the glasses from the Designer Series paper because it's so cute and they've done all the work for you. The second idea that I had shared in the past is if you stamp the stamp set, you got a little outline of the cups here, right onto these lovely images. Again, they've done all the hard work for you, and you can just cut out and create your little drinks like that. Today, I am going to do some from scratch to show you another idea of how you can color your own. And then we're going to put our little gift box together, and our gift box is the perfect size for a gift card, and it's going to be a great thing to give away this summer. So first thing we're going to do is grab some basic white, and I'm going to use a little bit of masking paper. So masking paper comes in a pack like this of 12 sheets. They are 5 by 7, and then it's adhesive on one side, and you can peel off the backing, and then you can use it for all sorts of different things. So I gotta find my scissors. Just 1 second here. I had a class last night, so all my supplies I forgot to grab some things. So what I want to do is I want to cut like a slightly wavy line into my masking paper. And I'll go all the way to the end here. And the reason I want to do that is because this is going to be the top of my glass. And like your top of the glass, obviously your drink is not, you want it to look a little wavy, not perfectly straight. So I cut like a random wavy line in there. And then I'm just going to put my masking paper onto my basic white. And then we're going to start with our first drink. And so let's grab this so we just get a sense of the size. So we're going to do a tall one and a short one. And I found because these stamps are kind of like weebly, I just kind of like loosely drop them, if that makes sense. And pick them up with the block so that I don't alter the shape of them. Let's grab another block here. And then that should hold their shape pretty well. So this looks like about the right size. And I wanted to do a pink one. So my inspiration was, Trying to find all my stamp sets here. My inspiration was the Very Berry Hibiscus drink. Do you remember Starbucks used to have the Very Berry Hibiscus drink? 1 second here. You know, you think you got everything handy and then you don't have everything handy. It's a good thing my craft supplies are nearby. Um, so I was trying to come up with a berry drink, and then I love anything with berries in it. And so I'm going with a pink theme for my first drink, and then we'll make a different color for the second one. So I'm actually going to start with Flirty Flamingo just to kind of create a light base. And I'm just going to use a blending brush. And so I've got a little scrap paper here to kind of come off of it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just lay down some of the pinks. And then I had initially used, when I was playing, sometimes when I'm just trying to come up with an idea, I tried not to have an agenda and I just started creating. And so I used Melon Mambo the first time I made it. But then I was like, well, the DSP has strawberry slush in it. I should have used strawberry slush. So this time I'm going to use strawberry slush. And we're going to get a little bit of this pink. And I'm going to go more at the bottom, or what will be the bottom of my cup. And then I might do some more. So you can just kind of play around so you kind of like how your color looks. And then we're going to peel off that masking paper and add in our stamped image. So just in case I want those again, I'm going to leave them out. I'm going to stamp the outline of my glass in gray granite. I just like how it's a little more subtle than black. And then I'm going to peel off my masking paper carefully. And then you can kind of see I've got like, it's subtle, but it's there, like a little bit of a wavy line. Then we'll grab our glass, ink it up, and then you want to leave a little bit of white at the top of your glass, right? So that your drink doesn't come all the way to the top. Okay, so let's close this up. And then, trying to remember the order that I did everything. Then I want to add some of the little raspberries or blackberries. So they're blackberries in the DSP, but with this color tone, they're going to look more like raspberries. And so we'll grab our little raspberry. And I am going to do this in Melon Mambo because I'm going to color it with blends, and I only have Melon Mambo blends. I don't have the strawberry slush ones yet. And we're just gonna ink them up. And we're just gonna add a few little raspberries so they look like they're in the glass here. So I'm gonna add one down there. Maybe one up here. And one to the side. And I'm going over the line, but we're gonna cut it out. And so that's gonna be okay. And then it's going to look a little bit better if we color it in a bit. So I'm just using the bullet tip end of the light Melon Mambo. And I'm going to just go in and kind of lightly add a little color to my raspberry here. It's so fun. It makes me want to go out and get like a fun, like refresher from Starbucks or something. Or the cheaper versions from Tim Hortons, something like that. Okay, so this is it. We are going to now add the texture from the dies. So the Cheers and Sips dies, let's bring this out. So you've got all these kind of fun things to work with. I love this one because it's going to give texture to our glass. So it just kind of like ups the style of our glass without us really having to do anything, which is kind of nice. So I'm just going to use my mini. We got plate 1, 2, put your paper on. And then this piece here just fits right into the glass. And I'm not cutting it out with the die, in case you're wondering, because I'm gonna fussy cut out so I can get right to the line. Okay, so we'll do this. So you can see it didn't cut it out, but it just adds this really fun texture. And then I'm going to fussy cut it out. Oops, see where that's. Because I want to go right to the edge of my stamped line. Whereas if you use the die, it is going to obviously give you a little bit of a border. And I want to go right to the line because I don't want those strawberries, right? Because I've stamped those strawberries in there. I want them hanging on the outside. All right, so I'm just gonna try to do a straight job here. Okay, so there's our first little fun drink. So cute, right? And then we want to add some of the little details to it. So we're going to stamp another little raspberry. Still in Melon Mambo. And then we are going to stamp the lime. So it could be a lime or a lemon, obviously, but I'm going to go green and make limes. And I'm going to stamp it in Granny Apple Green. And then I'll grab my blends and do a little bit of coloring again. So I've just got that light Melon Mambo again, just to add a little bit of color. So you can use your blends with all your ink colors. Then I'm going to grab my light Granny Apple Green. And if you want, you can add a little green to your top of your raspberry there, just so it looks green. And then I'm going to color my lime. With the blends. So if this is just kind of like how to use the stamped images, so things you can play with. There is a pattern of the DSP, remember, where you can cut out all the fruit with the coordinating dies as well. So that's really cool. So you can cut out limes and lemons and orange rinds and strawberries and cherries. And I'm just kind of going lightly, maybe leaving a little bit of white in there. And if you want to go over it again and blend a bit more, but it's just a simple image, so I'm not going to fuss with too many coloring techniques. And then we can cut these out. And then we're going to go on to our second glass. So you've got the little lime, and believe it or not, it actually only goes one way. It's got like a little bump. It's like not a perfect circle. So you just got to like line it up till that looks right. There we go. And then we've got our little lime. Oh, mine moved a little bit. That's all right. And our little raspberry. And I got a lot of white to the one side, so I might even just trim that off. I didn't do a very good job there. All right. For our second glass, we're going to do the same thing with the masking paper to create the top of our glass. So like just make it a little weavy. Was that a word, weavy? We're making it a word. And then I'm just going to try to pick off the backing there. Add that to the paper. And this time we're going green to make a little minty, like a mojito style drink. And so I've got Granny Apple Green again. And I'm just going to use the one color and then just try to like go a little bit darker on what would be the bottom of the glass. Just so it's not like all one solid color, but that it has like variations in it. And then we're going to stamp our, I got a lot of ink pads now on the go. We're going to stamp our glass. So this is the short one. Oh, take off your masking paper. I didn't do my tip of like taking off some of the sticky. If you like put the masking paper on your sweater or something to get off some of the sticky, then it's not going to be as hard to get off your paper. There we go. Okay, so let's get our glass. And then I'm going to stamp the limes, kind of like we did the raspberries. So I do one down here, and then one kind of up there. And we can fussy cut this one out. So this is creating like a tag to go on the top of our gift box. And so you'll want to stay to check out the dimensions of the gift box. And my family, we have lots of summer celebrations and events, birthdays. So I think it's going to be good for me to have a few of this stuff like on hand, right? Look, it's so cute. Our little glass. And then this time I wanted to add a mint to it. So we've got the little mint leaves. And I love this time of year because I've got my herbs in my back garden, and I always get the mojito mint as opposed to like peppermint or spearmint or whatever. I love the mojito mint. It smells so good. Okay, so I stamped this in garden green just to give it a little darker of a color. And then, oops. Again, it's such a tiny little detail. I'm not gonna like fuss with too much of a like technique or whatever. There is no garden green blend, believe it or not. So I am just pairing it up with Granny Apple Green, and that's gonna look good. I kind of went outside the lines there. It's bad coloring skills. All right, so let's cut this one out. Oh, and it's so nice to have the mini when you've got dies that fit with the mini, because you can just pop it on your desk and it's so easy just to quickly cut out something little. You gotta line it up right. I was thinking I was too lucky so far. There we go. It's because I was singing the praises of it. Now I have to get my now I gotta get my sandwich right. Okay, let's try. I don't know if you can, hopefully I'm not off camera there at the end. I'm trying to line this up. You can use washi tape too, right? To like hold your die in place, but okay. That's the last of the cutting. And then we've got our little mint for our drink. Cute. Okay, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Now we can start putting some details together. So let's get our box made, and then we'll build up our cute little tag to go on top. So I just wanted to get our little glasses out of the way. So I'm going to be using strawberry slush as the base. And we need a piece that is 6 inches by 5 inches. So this is already 5 inches. So I'm going to cut it to 6 inches. And then I'm going to score it on all 4 sides, excuse me, at 1 inch. So 1 inch. Okay, and then while we have our trimmer out, we're going to make the lid. And so I'm using some of the paper from the Celebratory Sips DSP. So it has these, you could use this as the lid too, but I like the polka dots. So I'm going to use that. And you can make it, so if you want to make it an exact fit, it's going to be 5.5 by 4.5, because I'm only going to use a 3/4 inch lip so I can see the box with the lid. but mine was a little tight, so I'm going to add a 1/16 of an inch. So what I mean by that is we're going to go to 4.5 and then add a 1/16 of an inch. And it's like 4 9/16 is what it turns out to be. And then so we'll do the same thing. We'll do 5.5, but then go to 1/16. But this is too small for that. Oh no. Hey, hold on. Hold that thought. Because I cut my first one to 5.5. That's why it doesn't work. So let's do that first. 5.5, and then add a 16th. Good thing I had other paper there. 4.5 and add a 16th. Okay, there we go. And this time, instead of 1 inches, we're going to score it at 3/4 of an inch. All the way around. And this will be our box. So what you want to do is burnish all your folds first. So just grab your bone folder, give yourself nice crisp folds. So our cardstock is really good to make projects like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my paper snips and go up this score line to the next score line. And then I'm going to wedge out this side like this. So you're going to create like a little wedge. And so this is when your box is together that your paper doesn't poke out the top. So that's why we wedge it out like that. So we're going to do all the sides. And I just eyeball it. It's going to be the inside of your box, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Just don't snip your finger. And then you can use liquid glue or tear and tape. I'm going to use Seal Plus today. And what you're going to do is you're going to put adhesive on the outside of those 4 tabs that you just made. And then you put them to the inside. And then we'll create our box bottom. And now, if you want to add a little bit of interest to the bottom of your box, and I forgot to cut this piece, so we'll just bring out our paper trimmer again. And just gonna grab some paper. So I'm going to use this paper with the like little stars on it. And so the box is 4 by 3 on the inside. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller by a 1/16 of an inch so that it'll fit inside the box. So that should work. Let's double check here. Right, so you want it to fit nicely inside the box. So we'll just add some regular seal to that. And then just put it in the box. And then there's just like a little interest when you open your box. So you should use a coordinating pattern to something you're doing on the outside. So when you see my tag, I use this on the outside as well. And so the lid is going to go together in a similar fashion. So we'll just burnish all our folds again. Now, if you want your lid to be sturdier than DSP, then you could make it out of cardstock and then add your DSP on after. Like you would mat onto a card. So you could do that. So we're making all our tabs. Same thing, wedging out the outside corners. And then we'll add our seal again, our Seal Plus. There we go. And just put your tabs to the inside. and make your lid here. Okay, so let's see how it fits, because I did this one a 16th of an inch bigger than the first time I made this. So it should go on easier, right? It should go on easier. It's catching on this corner. Come on. There we go. Yes, that looks great. So there's our cute little box. So then you can see why I did, the box is 1 inch, but this is 3/4 of an inch. And then you can see, I liked when you can kind of see the two sides together like that. So that looks cute. So let's get to putting the rest together. So let's show you one of my favorite new products in the annual catalog are the party banner dies. So you might see me using these a lot lately or in the future. And they're so fun. Look at all those different sizes. And so the biggest one is, it's like, I think it's 5 3/8 by 7 or something. Like, it's such a great, huge size. You can do all sorts of fun things. But it creates a good base for things on cards or tags, or if you're actually making banners. I mean, there's lots of things you're gonna be able to do with these dies. So these were like a must-have for me. You could save up your Stampin' rewards and get them later because they have a lot of pieces, so it's a bit more expensive of a die set, but it's going to be one that I'm going to be keeping for a long time. So I use these two sizes, which are the 4th and 5th smallest banner shapes. And I already cut these out. So the larger one, this is all from the Celebratory Sips DSP. So that's this one to bring in the green a little bit to tie in with my mojito, and then to bring in that kind of cloud cover as a lighter base. So that's the smaller size. So I think we'll make up the whole tag and then add it to our box. So then when I'm making packaging, I love to add lots of ribbon. So I'm going to use the Strawberry Slush faux linen ribbon. That's hard to say. And this is the gold striped mesh ribbon. And this is in the Celebratory Sips suite. And I want about 10 inches of each one. And we're going to add it to our bigger banner piece. So I'm going to grab some tear and tape and add a couple pieces of tear and tape, just kind of straight across. And then I want these kind of to go together. Let's see here. Oh, I better pick off the backings or it's not going to stick to anything. So I'm basically just folding them in half and putting them together. Let's see if they cooperate with me today. So a little bit is going to be sticking out. And the vision was, the vision was to have the gold kind of go over the pink. And so you could add, where are my glue dots? You could add a glue dot to kind of hold it in place there. So I think I'll do the same thing. So we'll loop the pink on, grab a glue dot, and then kind of fold the gold one over top. And then you've kind of got that pink shiny look together. And then we're going to put our next banner piece, so it's going to cover up all that mess. And when you're using your dimensionals, I think I'm just going to use like the edge piece of it. So you can kind of just like snip off the sides, and I'll put them on the sides of this, and then it's not fighting, like adding bulkiness with the ribbon. Okay, straighten this out. Okay, so we're going to layer those up together. And now we're going to grab our little drinks. And okay, first we're going to add our mint to our mojito. Add a couple dimensionals on the back of this. And when you're making a tag or 3D packaging, I always recommend go all in on the dimensionals. The more layers, the better. It'll just bring your creation to life. So we'll put that on, and then we'll grab our drink. And if all of this slippery stuff, I lost the lime and the raspberry. There's a raspberry. Now I have to find the lime. Okay. There it is. It was running away from me. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the lime is like, I'm actually going to cut like a slit in it. Add a little adhesive to the back of my glass. And then you can like add it to your glass like so. It's got far away. And we'll take our raspberry. And we'll add our little raspberry to it. And then we're going to layer these up together. And so just to keep it balanced, I'm going to, let's see here. I'll just put 2 dimensionals on the one side and seal on the other just to level it out. Peel off our backings. And then we can line this up. And so what are we missing? We're missing a sentiment. So the sentiments with the stamp set are cute and fun, and I've been using them on my cards, but I wanted something a little bigger. They are really quite small. So I suggest just going through your stash, seeing a sentiment that you love, and go for it. So I wanted something that had like celebrate in it. So I love this one from the Beautiful Butterfly stamp set, which says time to celebrate. And you could just stamp it on white, cut it out. I wanted it black just for a little contrast. If you hate fussy cutting, I would just leave it like this. You could angle off the side like this and make it more like a tag feeling. I originally was thinking of like putting it behind like this, but then I liked the idea of having it over top of the glasses. So I am actually going to fussy cut it out, but there's lots of different options if this is not something that you like to do. So just change it up to however you like to do it. And so just move your paper instead of trying to make the scissors force it, if that makes sense. And then I just go straight around like that regular font, and then the curvy one, then I'm going to follow it all the way around. And we'll just try to go fast here for you guys. All right. There. And we're just going to add this on top. So maybe first I'll add this on. So again, remember, go big on volume, depth, dimension. Get those dimensionals on there. So we'll put those on. And I'll do mine a little bit at an angle. And then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of this. And I'll just go ahead and use black ones, the mini size. And then all we need to do is our gems at the end. Isn't that cute? And the gems that go with this suite are the holographic resin dots. And they're fun because I think they're probably designed to look like little bubbles. And they're really fun. So I'll just add a few of those to the glasses. And there is our fun little box. Perfect for celebrating someone this summer. And then it is sized to fit a gift card. So you could, oh, and then you got the fun inside too. Add a little tissue, put your gift card in there. Or put a little present, put a little bracelet or a necklace. That would also fit. Jewelry is always good, right? Hello, thanks for watching all the way from Germany. That's fun. So there's our little project. So I hope you like that. Again, if you want some more information on the whole suite, I do have another video on the whole suite, but I kind of wanted to do something a little like different, a little fun for today. So there's our cute little gift box. Thank you so much for hanging out here today. And if you're catching the replay, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch it. I love it if you say hi and tell me what you think. And I will be back next week with another fun project. If you're looking for more information on my classes or what's going on with Stampin' Up, you can also check out my website, which is loritamariecrafts.ca. And you can find me on Instagram as well. So I will see you around, and I will be back next week with some more fun projects. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.